Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Monday, May 12th, 2025 pre-market report, and what a freaking morning. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend, and I'm going to put a perspective on all this for you now, guys and girls. Again, you are free to think what you want. But I'm just going to outline what I see happening here, and I would freaking love to hear from you. So this morning, I put this out. All the stuff I'm going to cover here is in your inbox. If you subscribe to my newsletter, 100% free, link in the description of this video. I get nothing out of it. Zero. It's all for you guys and girls who want to stay really in the loop here. So earlier I put this out as a pre-market open brief, what's happening, and I'm going to go into the details of all this so you can understand it. So I wrote here, Lions. This is just a quick pre-market brief for you. Pre-market tremors now, okay. You watching stock futures? I mean, they are higher across the board. I would say pretty substantially. Now, let's talk about why. So, futures open higher across the board. However, bond yields, which are the freaking key to this whole freaking freak show, are markedly higher. So, we're getting a signal here, not just from the bond market, but also from the dollar this morning. So, anyway, let's move forward. So, futures open higher across the board. However, bond yields are markedly higher. Treasury yields are not cooperating. Bond stress is returning to the surface. This is it, man. How do I say this in another way? I do not know. The stock market is nothing but a derivative. The stock market in its entirety around the freaking world, okay, is nothing but a derivative of action that is happening in the debt market. You all know that. It's the key. I'm talking about the debt market. So while everyone's focusing on the stock market, oh, it's great, it's fantastic, I'm rich, President Trump did say to buy stock on Friday. Okay, lovely. Maybe he knew they were going to float out this deal. We'll talk about the deal in a moment here. It's another deal that isn't. I'm going to be honest with you. It's another deal that isn't. It's a pacification for the markets. Just hold that thought here. So anyway, you also know about price controls. Yes, we have price controls now. If President Bidenstein Mummy Man did what Trump just did, it would be called price controls across the board. But because it's Trump, well, it's not price control, it's negotiation, but it isn't. We're going to talk about that in a moment. You can't make this stuff up, any of it. It's impossible to do, and it just drives me nuts. So anyway, drug price control reaction begins. I will go into the details of the price controls in a moment with regard to drugs. So pharma stocks this morning, uneasy, and the political voices are scrambling to define this as a negotiation. Oh, it's not price fixing, because that's the first thing that came to people's minds, not just me. If you were to, just Google some of the headlines here, this is price fixing, this is price controls. Oh, no, it's negotiation. People, look, man, when a government gets in here to put price caps on anything, that's price controls. It's price controls. There's no other way to cut it. There's no other way to slice it. There's no way to look at it. And this is just the beginning. Look, hold that thought anyway. So here's another interesting factoid for you. So more central bank contradictions. You got the ECB and the Federal Reserve speakers. Okay, they float out the creatures. You know that, and they're floating out a new catchphrase. Have you heard the new catchphrase? You probably have, but it's getting out of control. Now they're talking about disinflation, disinflation, disinflation. It's not inflation, it's disinflation. Remember, the narrative must be controlled. It's not inflation, because inflation, you see, that was supposed to be temporary and or transitory, but you see, now they're using disinflation, disinflation. It's hypnotic. Disinflation, disinflation, disinflation. They can't have you think for a moment that this is inflation. No. It's disinflation, disinflation. You can't make that up. So translation, Babylon is saying they will do whatever it takes for now to maintain the illusion. Are we surprised? No. Now, I'm going to move on to the trade deal. Now, yesterday, when this trade deal, which isn't a deal, it's a deal that isn't, and I'm going to prove it to you, okay? I'm going to prove it to you right now, why this is not a deal. It's going to be floated out as the greatest thing in the history of the world, just like the UK, US trade deal. That was another deal that isn't. And that was the greatest deal in the history of the world. But now it's going to be this one that's the greatest deal. It's a deal that isn't a deal. Why isn't it a deal? Well, I'm going to tell you. So here you go. U.S. trade deal. Here are the details. And you are free to look this stuff up yourself. I'm just trying to save you a little work here. So here is the U.S.-China deal breakdown. Details of this are as follows. What we have here is, are you ready for it? A temporary tariff suspension, but on new products. So both sides agreed to a 90-day pause on newly proposed tariff hikes. So tariffs are remaining. They have been reduced, but they are remaining. So this is not a full rollback. It's just a cooling off truce, like the Houthis truce. Still going on. The war's still going on over there. You're not supposed to know about it. You're supposed to think there's a truce, but there's not. And Israel is pounding targets over there with our help. And crude oil is skyrocketing right now. I'm going to show you what's going on with crude in a moment. You will believe it, of course. So anyway, both sides agreed to a 90-day pause on newly proposed tariff hikes. And this is not a full rollback. It's just a cooling off truce. It's being framed as a reset window. It's a reset window. Lovely. It's not a permanent fix. Now, current U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods will drop to 30%. Current tariffs on U.S. goods from China will be dropped to 10%. So tariffs on both sides remain. Okay, lovely. What's not included in this fantastic, historic deal, because you know you're going to hear that probably in about, an hour from now. So what's not included? No commitment on intellectual property enforcements. This is a big deal. You all know that. This is all they've been talking about. No agreement on state subsidies or tech transfer policy. Another impasse, of course. No long-term tariff elimination. Imagine our shock. They could reinstitute this at any time, but there's a 90-day pause here on proposed new tariff hikes. Make it up. So no long-term tariff elimination. This is temporary and tactical. It's not systemic. Okay, let's move forward. What's not included? I told you. So translation here, both nations are saving face while maintaining leverage, of course. I mean, and obviously what is this doing? It's helping boost the Asian markets, the Chinese markets, the U.S. stock market, as it's meant to do here. So in my opinion, Lions, and you are free to your own opinion, because I can only imagine this is going to be the greatest deal in the history of the world, of course. It's not a real peace deal. It's a controlled stall. By their own words. Okay, let's see. Both sides agreed to a 90-day pause. This is what's called a controlled pause. I just worded it a little bit differently here. You think I got that one right? Or no, this is really the greatest trade deal in the history of the world. It's a controlled stall designed to manage headlines and, of course, calm the markets. But tell me, what are your thoughts? There you go. Now, let's talk about this price controls. That's not price controls, it's negotiation. Because again, if Bidenstein, the mummy creature, it puke that he was, if he did this, Trump supporters would jump on the bandwagon in a nanosecond. This is price controls, blah, blah, blah. But now that Trump is doing it, no, it's price negotiation. Wait a minute. It's negotiation. It's negotiation. U.S. price controls begin. Come on, man. All of you, even the red hat freaks out here. Can you admit the truth, or you can't even do that? Let's talk. So Trump says he'll sign an executive order to lower prescription drug prices. Right there. Government intervention, price caps, price controls, but no. Lion. This is a signal that the free market is officially dead. People, look, man, this is in your inbox right now as well. If you subscribe to the newsletter. So Lions, this is a signal that the free market is officially dead. So instead of returning purchasing power to the dollar, the currency, which would harm the Fed, that can't be allowed to happen. We cannot harm the Fed. The Fed must be allowed to inflate. The Fed must be allowed to destroy the dollar. Oh, have you heard the beautiful, lovely president say about a million times, oh, we need a weaker dollar and we need lower rates? Okay, we can't harm the Fed. So no returning of purchasing power to the currency. Oh, no, 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 no. Instead, Trump is resorting to price controls, and that's what they are. Starting with prescription drugs. Well, we all knew this was coming. It had to start somewhere. So this is dressed in compassion, wrapped in control. That's all this is here. Let's lower those drug prices by executive order. Let's the government intervene. I'm not saying this isn't going to help people. Of course it is. This is price controls, people. Call it what it is, man. Let's see who has the guts. If you are wearing a red hat, if you've ever worn one before, tell me what we got here. Is this price controls or is this negotiation? This is just the beginning of more price fixing people and price controls. This is how it starts here. This will be framed as negotiating power, and that's exactly what it's being framed as. Okay, let's move forward. I'm going to cut through some of this. But make no mistake, if the government is setting caps, anchoring domestic prices to foreign benchmarks or mandating or rebate structures, then yes, people, it's state intervention. Call it what it is. Finally, can people admit what they know in their hearts is true, or is this still just a lie? Are you going to support the lie? That's the question for you, because let me tell you something. As people here of faith, and I know that's who you are, people who believe in a higher power of truth, connecting with the source, if you can't call this for what it is, then you're supporting the lie. And lies only come from the other place. And if you support that, well, then you support devilism. What else can I tell you here? So yes, it's state intervention, and that is price fixing. Let's see how many of you have the guts to call it that. So why are they doing this now? It's political theater. Make it look like they're fighting Big Pharma. But the bigger picture, here's the bigger picture. Are you ready? They're covering for inflation. Wait a minute. It's not inflation. It's disinflation. That's what they're saying. That's what the ECB is saying. That's what the Federal Reserve is saying. Oh, no, I'm not looking at teleprompters like the Duppy is, or like they all do. I'm telling you the truth here. You know what I'm saying is true. This is just a cover. It's disinflation, Greg. It's inflation. Covering for inflation, if prices appear to drop somewhere, they can deflect from the broader system-wide breakdown that we have. I mean, come on. Now, here's the trap. When a government starts controlling prices in just one sector, like it has now, it creates pressure for intervention elsewhere. Other sectors. You think it's not coming? You know it is. Because they're going to kill the dollar. President Trump's still saying we need a weaker dollar. How does that help you? It doesn't. Oh, there's the big surprise you're not supposed to know about. So what this is going to do, now people, look, don't take my word for this, all right? Just for a second, because that's all it'll take you, maybe 5 minutes, I don't know. Open up a new search window and find out what happens invariably when a government gets involved here in fixing prices. Oh no, this is negotiation, right? That's what Trump says. It's fixing. He can't tell you because see, he's aligned with the devil. You're not. He has to lie to you. You don't have to accept the lies. You will stand up for it. And you will not stand for being lied to anymore. So what this does is it distorts supply and demand and discourages innovation and may actually lead to shortages. Why am I saying that? Because that's what does happen. Look it up for yourself. You think I'm making this up? Again, I wrote. You think I'm making it up? Think I'm making it up? Well, maybe you should just look this up for yourselves. Now let's just take a little glimpse into what's happening here. Yes, stocks futures are higher. Let's look at stock futures right now. We're going to get a nice higher open here from the stock market. It's pretty good. Pretty good here. I mean, look at the Dow, over 1,000 points here. The biggest winner by far, NASDAQ. Lovely. But we got a pretty significant sell-off here in the debt market. So bond yields are rising. I don't like to see that. I don't like to see that. Now we got a knee-jerk here into the dollar. Knee-jerk here into the dollar. What does that mean? I guess we're going to find out. Let's see where that goes. Gold and silver under pressure. Look at crude oil as Israel is obliterating more targets in the Middle East. With our help, we have a truce. It's a truce with the Houthis, the same people that President Trump said we were going to annihilate. Now we're friends. We have a truce. Make it up. Make it up. Yeah. Can you make this up? I couldn't make it up, but this is reality. Love you guys. Listen, I'll see you guys later. Again, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream. All right, people, I want to hear from you across the board. Where did I get this wrong? Okay. Where did I get this right? Okay. Do you not believe that this is price fixing? Because when a government gets involved in setting prices, that's called girls. But no, it's negotiation, right? Take off the red hat for 1 second. Allow your brain to breathe. Look at this for what it is. You're being lied to yet again, distracted, deceived, imagine or shocked. What is this? It's freaking devilism, man. It's freaking devilism. And you know it in your heart. Love you guys. I want to hear from you, as I said. If I've earned you a thumbs up with this lovely video, please give me a thumbs up. Get it out there. Let people hear this stuff because I can't imagine where you're going to get this stuff anyplace else. I'll see you later.